Denmark won the European Championship in 1992 as complete underdogs. They weren't even qualified and had barely any time to prepare. So how did they win? Their story reveals a powerful lesson about peak performance, and we can apply it to all areas of life, including mine, which is stand-up comedy. In this video, I'll give 6 examples of other elite performers who in other fields, from Olympic Games to politics, applied this very same mindset and how you can apply it too. In 1992, the Danish football team was not even qualified for the Euros, the European Football Championship. They only got called up last minute because Yugoslavia was disqualified because of the war. The players were on vacation with their families when they got the call and barely had any time to prepare for the championship. Mentally, they were still in this vacation mode instead of being super focused on this tournament. They had no real preparation, but also they had no real expectation or pressure from the fans, the country, or the media. So what seemed like a big disadvantage actually turned into a big advantage for them. They were just playing very loose, having fun, and enjoying themselves because they thought, what do we have to lose? We weren't even supposed to be here, so why don't we just have fun? And of course, other teams underestimated them because they weren't even qualified. So all of this played in their favor. They could not fail because no one expected them to win. And what happened? They beat the favorites and won the championship. It's still one of the biggest upsets in football history and an amazing story. So how did this work exactly? Pressure creates fear and tension and does not allow us to play at our best. We play at our best when we're just having fun and get in flow. It's hard to get in flow when you feel so much pressure from all areas, from fans, from the country, from media, from coaches, from everyone. So removing fear, pressure, tension makes it easier to get into an optimal performance. So here are 6 other examples how you can relieve pressure and tension. Number 1, Stoic mindset. Lanny Bassham was an Olympic rifle shooter who won gold at the 1976 Summer Olympics, and he wrote the amazing book With Winning in Mind. He says what helped him in his performance is having this attitude of whatever happens is supposed to happen. And this mindset removed his fear of failure, even though it might hurt in that moment, thinking that, okay, this is a part of a bigger thing. Eventually, I will get there, and this bump in the road will get me stronger to eventually get me to success. This Stoic mindset reduces fear of failure and brings peace when you're under pressure. Number 2, win or learn. It's a very similar concept. Coach K, John Kavanagh, he's a martial arts coach who trained Conor McGregor and other fighters. And he has this mantra in his gym, win or learn. So you can either win or you learn. So there's no losing because every failure, every loss actually makes you better in the long run. So it's a very similar mindset, but having this mindset of, hey, win or learn also just relieves pressure because tension comes from thinking like, oh, what if I fail? What if I don't do well? You really reduce these thoughts because you think, hey, it doesn't matter if I don't do well because long term, I'll only get better. This eliminates fear of failure because your mindset is fear is not final. It's actually one way to just get better. Number 3, Arnold Schwarzenegger running for governor. In the early 2000s, Arnold Schwarzenegger was a super successful Hollywood star, and he wanted to run for governor of California. And people all around him and also in the media told him this was nuts. He shouldn't do this. Why is he even doing this? And he writes in his book, Total Recall, he had this thought experiment. He asked himself, what's the worst that can happen? And he realized the worst thing that can happen is that he goes back to Hollywood and makes millions of dollars per movie. That was his worst case scenario. So just having this thought exercise made him realize, okay, it's really not that bad. And on the plus side, while no one expects me to win, that makes victory even sweeter. And lo and behold, he went all out and became the governor and stayed for 2 terms. Often, fear seems bigger than it is and more serious than it is. So just ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen, and write things down, brainstorm, and really think what is actually the worst thing that can happen. And when we really think about it, most things in life aren't as bad as we initially thought. Number 4, skating to win gold. Jansen was a speed skating prodigy who always had a lot of expectation on him to win everything. And he participated in several Olympic Games, yet he never managed to win a gold medal. And then it was the last race of his career in the Olympics. And he was in the locker room and just piling on more pressure on himself. This is my final race. I have to win this finally. I have to win. And he realized what am I doing here? It's my final race. Why don't I actually enjoy this? And he just started thinking about all the great things that happened in his career, the people he met, etc. And he went into this race not thinking about the outcome, but just enjoying the process. And lo and behold, that very race, he won gold medal. Gratitude shifts the focus from fear of losing to appreciating the moment. And often that makes us perform much better and allows us to play kind of like a kid. You just have fun, and that's when the best performance happens. Number 5, believe in a higher power. Dr. Bob Rotella is a sports psychologist who's worked with a lot of golfers and also LeBron James and other athletes. And he recommends this thought exercise where you visualize God or any other spiritual power or just higher power, whatever, destiny, whatever you believe in. Try to do this thought exercise with whatever entity you might believe in. So he recommends that you imagine this entity telling you you're going to have a great career. You're going to win several major championships. Don't worry about it. You just keep working hard on your game. I've taken care of the results. And then imagine the vision ending before this entity can tell you where you're going to win, how you're going to win. It's over. But you just know the final result, that everything's taken care of and you can let go. So now, similar to the other examples, you have less pressure and less tension because you believe long-term everything's taken care of. What's the worst that can happen? Nothing, really, because eventually I will succeed. Number 6, stand-up comedy. I often got nervous before shows, especially if it were a big or important show or a TV taping. And instead of focusing on, oh, I have to do so well, I have to impress this person, that person, the whole crowd, instead of thinking like this, I just told myself, hey, where was I several months ago, several years ago? I always wanted to do comedy, but I didn't have the courage to do so. So I'm just grateful that I'm actually doing this. I'm so grateful that I'm invited at this show, this venue, by this person, and I'm having a great time here. This is awesome. I can just be grateful. And instead of measuring myself against others or my expectations, I would only measure myself backwards. Where was I before? And how much have I already improved? And that really reduces pressure and anxiety and tension. Another thing I did also when I was starting out with comedy, for the longest time, I wanted to do comedy, but I didn't have the courage to do so. So when I did start finally, I told myself, I have to do it 100 times, and only then can I decide whether I want to continue or quit, not before. And the byproduct of this was I never felt so much pressure that I have to be amazing, because I always told myself, hey, I'm just trying to get to 100 and then I can see whether I'm good and whether I have improved or not. But until then, I don't have to. I was just starting out, nervous as a wreck, and also at the time I wasn't studying other peak performance mindsets and applying this to stand-up comedy. So I was really just nervous every single time. So it really helped that I did not pile extra pressure every single time by thinking, oh, I have to be so amazing. So just thinking, hey, I have to get to this number and I'm not going to judge myself on that. Just get to the number. That also really helped. In summary, fear and pressure kills performance. Playing loose and being in flow and having a good time actually enables performance, and you have a much better time as well. If you're interested in more videos about peak performers and how we can apply that in our everyday life and also public speaking, then check out this channel and subscribe for more videos.